good morning, everybody. We are out here. We are out here. Let me turn. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Well, almost good afternoon. It's a little after 11. I got to go in today. But I wanted to come out and do something in my garden before I go to work. So as you know, this week and next week it's going to be some very hot conditions here. So I'm going to have to try to get this garden watered early in the morning if it don't rain, middle of the day, and some part of the evening. But let's look and see what I have done. I moved all my strawberries over. Here's my Chinese cabbage that is taking off really good. I'm going to transplant those into another container once they get a little bit bigger. I had split up my squash. And remember I had all the squash plants in here? Well, they weren't producing. And I had to separate them. And that's what I ended up doing, but that squash that I had over here didn't quite make it because it was already partially dying when I moved it. But I was just trying to give it a chance. And I did that. Today is Monday. I did that Saturday morning. Okay. After I got off the after I did the video with you guys, I split those up. So since then, I got squash on the vine. Remember, we weren't producing, and now we got squash on the vine. What I'm going to have to do is cut these limbs off, though. See, I cut and propped it up, and now we got growth. Same thing back here in the back. Had a squash back there. Now we got growth. Now, I did pull all my mustard greens out. I'm going to mend this soil right here for the mustard greens. And put me some more collards down. That's what I'm going to do before I go in today. And I'm going to harvest some of these cucumbers that I have on the vine here. I'm going to wet it down really good. Okay. Gonna pull this basil up. She's hanging on by a thread. I don't need her. And these are the extent of the collards that we have right now. Since I put the 7 dust on them, the bugs have, I guess they stopped. Hope they have. But the leaves are trying to fight back. I'm gonna let them stay there and see what they end up doing. But in the meantime, I'm going to plant some more, cut these dead leaves away from these squash, and probably put another round of cucumber starters inside of this orange 5-gallon bucket that I put holes in the bottom of. And I'm going to harvest my orange tomatoes and set them in there to turn red. All right, so I'll come back with an updated picture in a little while. If you have not subscribed, please do so. If you made it this far in the video, please drop a comment. How you doing? How you do that? Where you are? I'm in Fairburn, Georgia, so you know that it's supposed to be 100 degrees today. So let me know what's going on in your city. All right. Thanks. All right. We back. So I watered everything down substantially. Look how these lemon balm leaning over. If they don't go head on and come back, which I think they will, see how we still have some green leaves. This just heat damage, okay? And I probably should have bought me a heat cloth this summer, but I didn't. I need one. But I went on and watered everything down. I removed the squash that I had out of here, and I planted 1 whole pack of cucumbers in here. So when these here die out and stop producing, I would transfer these over to that container and keep it going just like that, because it's not too late to plant cucumbers. I did take all the orange and ripe tomatoes off of tomato vine. We have an abundance of tomatoes on the vine at this moment. I added soil to my, I don't know how much I recorded, so I gotta start over. As I was saying, I watered everything down substantially. You can see the roots right here, which means these need to be separated and divided. Okay, you can see them. All right, these start dying because heat damage. All right, but I can fix that. I can bring those back. Chinese cabbage is coming up. I was telling someone at work, it is about 3 inches already. So yeah, I just planted those Tuesday last week. Today is Monday of the next, no, was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday of last week. Tuesday, Wednesday. I had to go back and look at the footage. But I just planted those. And to this one, I added a whole pack of cucumber seeds. Right here. Burpees. And once these cucumbers die out, I would transfer those transplants into this bin. And that's called succession planting. So just like the tomatoes, if you wanted to continue to do tomatoes, you would take your succulents off, these little middle pieces right here, and store more tomato plants. I've added more soil to this container because I was beginning to see the roots. As you can see, I probably need to add some more back here in the back. Those are roots that's showing right here, and that's just from me watering them like that. Okay, I took some of the dead tomatoes off. We're putting them back to the earth. I do have 2 squash in here. I'm going to have to set up this other squash plant so it can produce as well. I didn't get a chance to cut these leaves off yet. Yeah, that's some more stuff I need to do to this. Maybe even move this bigger plant over to this side so that one in the back can have some room to grow. I did put a whole pack of collard green plants in here. Today is Monday, June 22nd. And you see these little fellas right here? This is what's been killing my collard greens. And I just pulled him off my squash and tomato plant. Okay. So, yeah. Anywho, I did harvest some of my bigger cucumbers. I wet this down and took some of the bugs off of this. Yes, I did. I haven't given up on this plant yet. And I'm still not going to give up because it have such green leaves. And I believe it can make a comeback. So yeah, we're gonna see what it do. So these were planted, these collard greens were planted today, June 23rd, Monday, June 23rd. All I did was amend the soil. I took all the mustard roots out, okay, as much as I could. I shoveled through the soil. I added some more of the shake and feed inside. I added a little more soil in, and then I put my 1 pack of collard green burpee plants inside, and we should start seeing some come up as early as next week. These potatoes are still beautiful. I know it's going to be plenty of them in there, and I cannot wait. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you. I have to go inside and prepare myself for work. It has been grand. It has been great. I thank you guys for watching. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Hit that notification bell. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. Love you. Until next time. Adios.